Welcome to the Talking Heads podcast. Today, we got a special guest, Molly Mae.
Don't.
Do you hate that?
Yes.
Okay.
Theodore.
I kind of like that.
No, you sound great. Your name is
Theodore Benjamin Stairs. It's very distinguished.
And mine sounds southern. Molly Mae.
Southern Belle.
Yeah.
The Southern drawl.
I hate that.
Well, Mae, thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
So what have you been up to? What's going on?
So I work for Silver Box Photographers as a graphic designer. And that's confusing to people.
How is it confusing to people?
Because people think I'm a photographer for them. And no, I'm there. I do random graphic design. Like I update their website and do a little bit of custom CSS for that.
Ooh. What's their website built in?
Squarespace, yeah. If you have to customize it, it's not as easy as WordPress. You have to do a little bit of inspect element going on.
Ooh. HTML, CSS.
Yes. I'm very much learning. I'm such a rookie. And then working on some catalogs to promote them right now. But yeah, it's definitely a good part-time gig and shares an office with Hoot Design where Nell is at.
Ah, yeah.
So I'm like, if I ever want to go full-time, just hop on over.
To Hoot?
Yeah, to Hoot. Just
you got
slide.
a spot?
Hopefully.
You got the foot in the door.
Hopefully. Yeah.
All you need is a person on the inside.
Yeah. Nell's like, I got you.
That was Silver Box Photography?
Yeah.
So we went to school together.
Mm-hmm.
Was your major graphic design or was it photography?
It was graphic design and my minor was photography.
Okay.
But I like photography more as like a hobby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you see yourself as designer first, photographer second?
It's kind of weird. Like I want to work as a designer, but I think of myself as a photography like artist.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. You use photography to express yourself.
Yes.
but when it comes to your day job.
Yeah.
See, I kind of feel that way too but it's like with illustration.
Yeah.
Because I've been really into comic books lately. And I think it's because comic books are like the perfect marriage of illustration and design.
That's very much true. Yeah.
You're drawing in a grid. Like
your layout has to be, pretty intense. I've been into the webtoons lately for sure.
What do you read on there? What are some stories you read?
My favorite is Unordinary.
That one sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's definitely anime style, and it's about like it's normal that everybody has superpowers to different degrees, but this one kid comes and he has no superpowers.
What?
Yeah, but then later he's the most powerful one. You know how it goes.
That's cool. How long have you been reading that? How many chapters are out on that?
There's like 2 seasons, so it's been out for a while. I try to get into stuff after it's been out for a while, so I don't have to wait like each week for the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I definitely feel you there. So photography, that's kind of more how you express yourself. What kind of can you talk about kind of what you like about photography? What drew you to photography as a medium?
Yeah. So I started out painting as a teenager because I had intense insomnia, and that was just like a thing I got into. But I sucked. So it wasn't till I think college where I was like, I should try a different medium.
Yeah.
Because I had like a lot of ideas, and so I was just like, but I was tired of not being able to convey them the way that I saw. And so I was like, well, I should try digital arts. And so I kind of walked into graphic design and photography with no knowledge of either one of them and just kind of fell in love. So that's been really fun. But yeah, photography, I didn't really feel like I understood what I wanted to do until right when I graduated, I think. And I'm still trying to figure it out because I like a little bit of everything except for like weddings and family photos. You know, I'm not in it to make the real money. That's how you make money.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that. But yeah, I like doing abstract kind of photography and like distorting images. I kind of treat them the way that I would treat a painting though. So I'm always like, how can I obscure this photo or my lens or like bend the light this way or use water or prisms to tell like a story in some way.
Yeah.
But I also really love documentary and like photojournalism to tell other people's stories. So that's been really cool. Trying to get more into that. somehow.
Yeah, didn't like someone steal like one of your photos recently?
Yes.
What happened
I
there?
wasn't stolen. It's just they just didn't give me photo cred.
They just rip it off Google, take it off Google or something.
I don't. So yeah, at first I was like, how did they even get this photo?
Yeah.
But the photo was given to them by somebody else, and they just didn't.
What?
Yeah.
Some shady third party?
Yeah.
The government on the grassy knoll?
Yeah. So they basically, I got them to put my name online, but it's already printed. So
Oh.
I'm not going to name the magazine because I'm trying not to burn a bridge, even though I'm like super pissed.
Yeah. Come on, that's a couple $100.
Yeah.
Couple $100. No big deal.
Yeah.
What would you charge for a photo like that?
Oh, I'm so bad about doing that because I want to be reasonable.
Yeah. But they inconvenienced you.
Yeah. And they cropped it too. So it's like
they fucking soiled it.
Yeah.
They molested your vision.
Just so pissed. Yeah. I was like freaking at a doctor's appointment flipping through a magazine. I was just like,
you just saw it out.
Unbelievable.
Was it like a double take moment? Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah. And then I had to like go to my doctor's appointment for like a checkup, and they're like, why are you, you seem angry. I was like, yes, I am enraged.
What is the meaning of this?
Yeah. It just, I don't know. I was like, I want to go into like photojournalism. So yeah, if you see your photo in a magazine and no one even sees your name on it, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, shit. I guess if you do ever like try to get a job there, you can be like, hey, you guys already used my shit.
Yeah, I'm already in.
You already like what I can do.
Yeah. This happened with another magazine a few years ago, but it wasn't the magazine's fault. I felt like it was the people that gave them, like I did it, it looks like a cast photo, but it's really just employees for a dentist office.
Oh, okay.
For an ad. And they said, we're going to pay you a little bit because you're going to get experience through this and a byline. And then I didn't even get a byline. And it was a running ad for 2 years in the magazine every month.
Oh my God.
But I was like, this looks like a cast photo, like for like a soap opera. So I don't really care that much.
You're not proud of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad photo. It's just like, I don't know. But this photo for this magazine was, I thought, really good. Didn't even get the byline.
That's crazy. That's bullshit.
Yep.
So you're talking about distorting images and stuff. I've seen some crazy shit you've done. You really like underwater photography, don't you?
Yeah, that was kind of my first interest when I was getting into photography. I was reading all these books. I mean, I got really into Jacques Cousteau, who basically was like the first person to make movies underwater.
Yeah.
And I really was passionate about like the environment, and I was wanting to like educate people through how people learn to take care of the planet is by exposure of what's happening to it. And so I was kind of passionate about that for a while. But then that kind of led me to, no, there's actually fine art in this as well. I think you can use like water in really interesting ways to like tell, like to express my feelings, to show somebody else's story. And it's more than just one-dimensional like photo. It's not like a landscape or a picture of a butterfly. You can actually show some really deep things, I think.
Yeah, you can kind of like read the photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the one of you like in the bathtub? What was that one all about?
Okay, so I deal with some chronic health issues. And so like a lot of times I'll be up at night with a lot of body pain, and the bathtub was like a place I feel like I could kind of relax a little bit, or it's like if I'm going to be in pain, at least I'll be in a relaxing bath or whatever. And I definitely had a lot of migraines back then too.
What kind of chronic health problems do you have?
I have Crohn's and fibromyalgia.
What is that for the uneducated like myself?
So Crohn's is like your whole digestive tract. It just doesn't really function properly. Oh. Yeah. So I don't really absorb things very well, and there's a lot of inflammation. Yeah. So you have to be careful about what I eat and not. It's funny, I actually can't exercise too much because it'll put stress on it.
What?
Like, yeah. So, and then I have to get infusions monthly.
Oh, what are infusions?
So Remicades like a bioinfusion, and it's just supposed to help me be a little bit more normal, but it doesn't help as much as I wish. Yeah.
These are just pills that you take?
Oh no, infusion, like an injection, like a 2-hour.
Oh, yeah. They hook you up to like a machine?
I get hooked up, but I get a lot of work done usually.
It's 2 hours at a computer?
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I mean,
It's
At least you turn it into a productive thing.
oh, I'm probably the most productive.
Yeah, everyone else just chilling there.
People usually sleep. Yeah.
So this is these are pretty big influences on your work then?
Yes. I think like it's definitely so. This is something I've been dealing with for 10 years now, coming on 11. And so I've been trying to figure out how to like kind of do like therapy for myself through art, like to just like it's a lot of confusing feelings and like you kind of forget that you have a really good excuse is why you're not getting as much done as other people. Like it's really hard. It's really easy to be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So like I wish I could do more or whatever. It's like, well, no, you're kind of dealing with a lot right now. But yeah, it was a self-identity project that was assigned for photography and I kind of had this idea to talk about the physical ailments, but also how it affects your mental health as well. And so I've always felt like the bathtub was like a symbolic place and like a literal place because it was where I went a lot to relax or try to feel a little bit better, get to sleep. But also it kind of was like, there's something about water that it's like this safe, relaxing thing, but also you can feel like you're drowning. It can be this serene thing, but also this dangerous thing. And so I thought that was like really interesting about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty badass. It was very vulnerable too. It was interesting.
That was really hard. Yeah. Yeah, I was not sure about it. Like I had a lot of meltdowns thinking about it and it definitely evolved throughout like the 2 months that I worked on it. But I mean, my teacher was really great and was just like, you don't have to show people until you're ready, or if you want to change projects for now, whatever. But it was pretty funny because I tried using my tripod for a lot of it. At first I tried getting another model, but then I realized it should be me. And then I was using my tripod, but that's really hard, obviously.
Oh yeah, because it was like looking down into water even.
I set up a pretty stupid, dangerous rig. And there was just like desk lamps for lighting and
okay. Just all around a bathtub.
Yeah. It was bad.
And there was like a toaster holding it up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then I tried having a friend of mine that knew nothing about photography. I thought if they help me, it'll be great because they know nothing about photography. So then no one can say, oh, it was, because of them, you got the photo. It's like, no, hopefully I'll have all the settings and they're just pushing the button.
Yeah.
But then even with that, they didn't get anything in focus.
Oh, no.
And so I did have a friend that knew a little bit about photography help me out, but it was still my camera, all my settings and stuff like that. But she also was like, if your hair is looking dumb, push it to the side. Like that helped. But she was only available for one day. And so I got some better ideas. And so I had to go to Manny, my husband.
Hubby.
Yep. And he is one of those geniuses. Like he's pretty much good at everything right away. But if he's not, he has a super bad attitude about it. And so when he helps me with photography, it's just a lot of yelling.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're literally, I had this idea for the aerial shot. And the lens I had, he really needed to stretch his arm as high as he could go, stand on the bathtub ledge, stretch his arm as high as he go, not drop the camera, focus it, and push the button. And so, yeah, he was pissed.
How many takes was it?
Probably only 20. His foot was in the shot, and I had to Photoshop that out. It turned out pretty well, though. Yeah, so when I went to show my professor the photo, I was like, oh, ignore, Manny's foot. I'll Photoshop that out. He goes, I actually love the foot. It's like, where's the other one? He's like, that's so interesting. And then everybody in the class goes, I want to see what's this foot. And I was like, okay, everybody just see my body. Let's just gather around everybody.
Everyone. When you were ready to show it. Yeah, you can show it whenever you want.
That's totally fine.
But we're looking at the foot.
Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
You were like, oh, like your husband helped you, with this photo of you. And I'm like, it was a yelling fest. Like people are like, but you look so calm. I'm like, it was tough.
It's because you're about to pass out from a lack of oxygen.
Yes.
That's what the look was.
It was a struggle.
And
Definitely
then
worth it.
I think something else I remember you making too was when you came over here and you printed with like the pills, all the
Oh,
pills in
yeah.
your mouth. That one was pretty cool too. You kind of want to explain what that was all about?
Yeah, so for some reason, over the past few years, my gag reflex has been getting worse, and I have to take a lot of pills. And so pretty much every day, I gag up some pills when I'm taking them.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of wanted to be like, what would it look like if I just took a picture of me doing that?
Yeah, dude.
But I set it up so that it would be worse by taking everything at once. And then it was like just projecting pills at my camera. And it actually, I think I got it in the first like shot.
But that was a lot. So you take all those pills over the course of a day, or
No, I
or
take
just like a bunch of extras you threw in there?
no, I take all those pills in the morning. Yeah, but I try not to take them all at once, obviously.
And that's all for like your Crohn's and stuff.
Yeah. And then also I'm like really ADD and dyslexic.
But that did look really cool. I remember the printer kind of fucked it up.
It like made it cooler though.
Yeah, it distorted it.
I love that.
More.
I love a good distortion.
Yeah, are you into like vaporwave at all?
No.
It's like it's all about distorted media and like nostalgia.
Okay.
So nostalgia is like a big kind of influence on me, and it's like it's mostly music, but it's like has an aesthetic to it, like 90s VHS, kind of like. So if you've watched any of these episodes, I know you watched a couple. It's like the music is all vaporwave,
Oh, okay.
and it's like samples 90s music, and it's like slowed down.
Oh, I
so
like that. Yeah,
it's kind of like surreal
I like
and
that
relaxing,
a lot.
but kind of creepy.
No, that's
And
the
they
best.
use like marble statues a lot in the imagery and shit.
like glitch art type stuff.
Yeah, like glitch art. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot of shit Ian does.
Yeah.
It's very vaporwave aesthetic.
I like it.
But yeah, that's the vibe I go for on this. But that's kind of what my printer did to that image. It kind of like add those like interlacing lines.
Yeah, that's
on
cool.
there. It's pretty dope. Did that win something at Orr Street?
It sold, which I think is really weird that somebody bought a photo, like a 13 by 19 of me throwing up pills.
Yeah, dude, that's hanging up in someone's house.
Like-
Did you know who bought it?
No, I don't. I really wish I did. I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, that's kind of creepy,
It
dude.
It totally.
That's creepy and cool.
Yeah.
If it's not a creepy person and they respect it for what it is, that's pretty badass.
I came up because it was like the same time as another show, and I know like some people work at both places, and so I came to pick it up, and they're like, "Oh, it sold," and I'm like, "No, yeah, like no, the drawing sold," and she was like, "No, the thing with the pills," and I was like, "Yeah,
the thing with the pills."
and she was like, "Yeah, that sold," and I was like, "No, what?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, "Who would actually be stupid enough to do that?"
Man, yeah, it's gotta be someone you know. But then you think they would have told you.
Yeah, who would do that? But that blew my mind.
Have you been in any shows lately? Weren't you in a book recently?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was in a book. That was the pieces we were just talking about with the bathtub series. To talk about my mental and physical health. That went into a book called Femme Fatale.
Femme Fatale.
Yeah, series 7, and they try to showcase female artists. And this one, the theme was health. And shout out to Sammy Linden Bush.
What up?
She
Spamela?
told me, she told me to enter in the show because she was like, "This is perfect," and I got in.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got 2 photos in and a
Oh my
quote.
God.
So yeah.
I was gonna buy that book, and then you were like, "Yeah, right," and you were right.
Yeah.
I never bought it. I was fully intending on buying it though.
So sweet, but you don't need to do
Empty promises. That's what I'm all about.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's fucking cool. When did that come out? Did you say?
Last year around this time, yeah.
So you'd think you could probably get something in it again, right? Since you've been in it once, or does it not work like that?
I don't know. I kind of forgot about it, but
Yeah, something new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why repeat yourself?
yeah.
May only does things one time.
Oh no, that's not
You
true.
better learn what time it is.
Oh, I've been in Photovision like 4 times, so no.
When was Photovision? Was it this? Were you just in it recently?
Yeah, that was the one maintained the pills thing was in.
Oh, was that Orr Street?
I think so.
Is that the one I saw you at? I remember seeing you at one
Probably.
of them.
I don't know. And Boone County's around the same time.
So did you say you've been in any other shows recently?
So Alex Bergman, another shout out. told me about one mic, and it's like a poetry event once a month.
Okay.
But they're trying to bring in artists also for it to display their work and sell their work. And this one was themed health. So again, she asked me to, and that's where I printed with you.
Oh yeah.
So
see, there's a pattern emerging.
Yeah. So I showed 10 of my pieces, but like pairing 2 from different series that I've done. And it's definitely weird how I used to like hate taking pictures of myself to, well, I guess it makes sense if I'm the subject, if I'm talking about me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's more real.
Yeah.
It's more, yeah, it's like you're so not full of shit is what I like about it.
Oh,
you know,
thanks.
it's like you can tell. It's like, yeah, because you see people, or I know there's like people in class, because I took a photo class too, and there would just be shit that's just like so obviously like you're reaching, man. You're fucking reaching, and it's corny, but your stuff's cool.
Oh, thanks.
Like the pills on the tongue, it's like weird, it's gross. It's cool, yeah. It's vulnerable, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not trying to sugarcoat anything, which is very cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's good stuff. I'm trying to do some new stuff right now. Everything I do is like, I don't know if this will work, but I'll try. So I'm definitely really frustrated right now with I found like an acrylic box, and I filled it with water, and I'm trying to like shoot through that.
Wait, an acrylic box.
So like, it's just clear acrylic plastic.
Okay.
And then I put water in it, and then I'm putting my camera in it.
Oh.
And then shooting stuff.
How's that working out for you?
It sucks.
Is it not like nothing like you expected, or what?
Well, it's just like really hard to control the camera when you have like limited access to it, obviously.
You think you need a bigger box? Dude, I have a giant fucking fish tank in there that's in, dude. Yeah, so these people down the road, they're having a garage sale, and they had this big ass fish tank. So I guess it would be glass, not acrylic. I was like, dude, I've always wanted to set up like build like a terrarium and put a bunch of toy dinosaurs in it. Yeah, I saw it in Pineapple Express.
I love that.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, that would be so badass. And I've always wanted an iguana, or a chameleon rather.
Oh yeah, I looked into that, and apparently they're really hard to take care of.
Yeah, but they got them at PetSmart.
I visit them as much as I can.
Yeah, they look dope. They're a little small, but those ones
big.
get huge, right?
Yeah. Like
yeah, so you can like never hold them. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, if you want to try that big ass fish tank, I'll let you have it, because I didn't do anything I said I was gonna do with it. Now it's just sitting in there in the fucking hoarding room.
The hoarding room. Yeah. I like that.
Dude, there's like, remember that old couch I had down here?
Yeah.
That's stuffed back in there.
Okay. More seating. It's fine.
Dude, it's like piled.
You can't get in
And then
there.
like every Amazon box I've ever had is in there.
Oh yeah, I save those too, because I'm like, you never know when you might spontaneously move.
You never need them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, your acrylic box,
Yeah.
to return from that tangent. So you're trying to shoot things through it, and the problem is you're having trouble like accessing the camera.
Yeah, and being able to focus with it, manually focusing things. But yeah, I was like trying to figure out, I'm always just trying to figure out how can I distort the camera, like so it's not just post distorting things. I want to do stuff while I'm taking a photo.
So how is your camera able to go underwater? You got some special rig or something?
So when I was kind of interested in maybe doing underwater documentary, I was like, okay, I want to go to Australia. If I'm going to go, I need to freaking get some housing and a camera. And I spent like $400, which is like the cheapest you can spend for camera housing, like legit camera housing. And it still sucks.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's like low end?
Yeah, that's like
$400?
That's like the lowest end you can go to be similar to professional housing. But it also sucks when you're scuba diving because it floats so much. You have to put on so much extra weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Is there like just 2 like poles on it?
No, I have to put weight around myself.
Oh, that seems dangerous.
No, you have to. Yeah, I mean, you usually wear weight a little bit anyways.
How long have you been scuba diving?
Only a couple of years, and I've only gone like 3 times.
Where have you? So you went in Australia?
Yeah, the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was awesome. Definitely didn't take into account the camera or the salt water helping you be more buoyant. So the lead diver had to like immediately take off his weight and put it around me because I was just floating.
What? So what do you mean? Like you couldn't go down with them?
No, I couldn't. The group was leaving without me.
Oh, you're just stuck.
Yeah, and I'm still like trying to take a picture of like what's going on.
What's the coolest? Did you see like some sharks or anything badass?
No, I'm really glad we didn't see any bull sharks. He was like, I only think we'll see a bull shark. And I'm like, isn't that like the most aggressive shark? And he's like, yes.
Oh man.
So I was trying to like work on my settings while the group is leaving me, and they basically a school of humphead fish
What?
just didn't care that I was in the way, and if I didn't like move out of the way, I would have just been rammed by what is it, like a 5-foot fish. Like
What?
they have buck teeth, so I have like a blurry photo of these buck teeth just like right in the lens. And I was like, oh my God.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah. But
That's so funny.
yeah, it's all some cool stuff. But it's also like really hard to like stay alive and try to focus through your goggles, through the housing, through the lens.
Yeah, shit.
So I just kind of move the focus back and forth the
And
whole
just spray
time.
and pray?
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
a couple, like 2-3 good ones maybe.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. But then I decided to get like, it's more of a glorified bag.
Okay.
So that I have maybe have a little bit easier time controlling stuff if I was just going to be like in a pool.
Have you tried it out yet?
Yeah, that's what I did for one of my photo senior projects. I took the bag and then a prism.
Oh.
And then in the Arc hot tub.
What?
Yeah.
And it was just you in there? There's no one else there?
There's definitely other people there.
Oh, is that where you had like the makeup on? Like red lipstick or something?
Oh, no, that was for something else. That was for a video art.
So what was going on with the acrylic box?
Oh, yeah. The acrylic box. Yeah. So it's 10 inches by 10. And I thought that was pretty big. But
Still not enough.
But it's still like I have to like reach my hands in from above in the glorified bag housing and still try to control stuff. So I've been experimenting with like water levels.
Okay.
And then also prisms. And then like, should I shoot from like through it or like outside of it or from like above, moving the water, hitting like the light. So it's like just through the water or just like from the side. So it's just like a lot of trial and error. And it's really hard when your husband hates modeling for you.
Okay. So you're shooting him.
No,
through
mostly plants because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. I was gonna ask like what. So are you trying to just use what's inside the box to do the distortion?
Yeah.
And then you're just doing like still lifes
So
of plants.
Yeah. Usually before I try to like execute an idea, I want to, and like that involves a person, I want to make sure I have a process down. And this is probably the longest process that I've ever had, I think.
When did you start attempting these experiments?
Maybe like 2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago.
But yeah, it took me like a couple months to get the right box, though. I had to like keep shipping them back because none of them would be waterproof.
Where'd you get the boxes from?
Just Amazon.
Yeah.
But yep. So just trying to figure out different ways to abstract stuff, especially like people's faces is really what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how do you have something like partially in focus but partially not? Or
yeah, it just seems like the tricky part is getting those perfect settings down.
Yeah. And then it's like part of it, the acrylic boxes, so I can seamlessly use water without having to be submerged myself or the subject submerged itself is what I was thinking. But also you can use the corners of the acrylic box as a prism as well.
Oh, how do you stand that would seem hard to, so the box is like, oh, I see what you're saying. You just turn the box.
Yeah.
I was thinking you had to like balance
No.
it, like tilt it on
No.
something, but I see what you're saying. So you
Yeah.
just kind of turn it and you point the camera at the inside angle of the
Yeah.
box. You've had no successful.
I've gotten some like a few interesting pictures of plants, but not what I thought, was going to happen. So I'm still trying to figure out if what I'm thinking can happen.
What What are you planning on doing with the? Are you gonna submit these to any shows, or
I'm trying.
are you kind of formulating this story? Because you said earlier how all your photography is like a story. So what kind of
Yeah,
story are you trying to tell with this
I feel
idea?
like sometimes, especially like the last few years, I used to have like this clear idea and I knew what it meant. But now I kind of get ideas and then I figure out the meaning later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like trying to be careful that I'm not just making like something random and then adding meaning to it. But later I'm like, I think there was some subconscious meaning behind this that I didn't realize till now
Yeah.
about how I feel about things. I feel like I like distorting things because I feel like that's how you illustrate mental health is like nothing is clear, and also how do you illustrate like dreams or thoughts.
Ooh, I like that.
So it's not going to be just a clear picture.
Yeah.
Um
Too, and even it's like, I think it's relatable to everyone, not just people with mental disabilities, because everything in the world is like a matter of perception, right?
yes. So yeah, perception's really important to me. And so like even if I'm just taking like pictures of more ordinary things, how can I make something completely ordinary and everyday interesting? And that was also like what inspired the pills photos. Like, how do
Yeah.
I illustrate my day-to-day life when I'm too sick to get out of bed? How can I make that interesting?
Uh-huh.
Is like how I approach that.
I think you do a good job on
That's
that.
good.
All right. Well, yeah, we're getting pretty high up in time here, and it's been all really fun to talk, so it's gonna be really hard to cut this down.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should wrap this up.
No problem.
But thanks again for coming on. Yeah, see, it wasn't that hard, was it?
No, it was great.
That was great. That was a great conversation. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever really sat down and then got as much insight behind your work.
Yeah.
So that's been fun to do, man. Thanks for coming on and
Of
explaining
course.
that. You want to tell any like social media where people can find you if they want to see what you've done, what you have created?
Yeah. Instagram, I guess I have a little bit. Mae Godwin 1. It's not super fancy.
Hey, at least you got your name. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
and
With only one digit after.
That's true. And then I have both links to my design work and my photography portfolio on
Awesome.
there.
Yeah. I would have loved to talk a little bit more about your design work, but
Yeah.
that's how it goes. Maybe we get you on here again. We can
All right.
focus a little more on design.
Sounds fun.
All right. Well, that was another episode of the Talking Heads podcast. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're still here. Click up here to subscribe and click here to watch some of our other videos. You dingus.